Hello everybody. Welcome to my channel by NCQ. My name is Rohit, and in today's lesson, we are going to just continue this previous chapter, that is energy of life, and provide in this concept or in this video, we'll just provide the basic concepts regarding biological aspects. And if you've not just visited the previous lecture, I request you to please go through that once actually. And because the basic concept we mentioned in that video, it is quite fundamental way, and you just need to go through at least once so that you can betterly understand this part of portion. And so I request you to visit that video first, then come to this video, and I also provide the link of that video in our description box. And so let's start today's video. We just continue the part of energy, whereas we discussed about metabolism, right? And this terms metabolism, what is this term, and the basic fundamentals, and what is the definition of this means. Okay, so just let me insert. Yeah, just 1 second. Okay, fine. So the term is metabolism, right? So what does this words mean? So according to biochemistry, as in previous class we also demand, it is the utilization of your food, right? And the burning of your food, as we discussed about some fat and the thin personality. So it is all dependent upon metabolism, but as aspects of biochemistry, it is defined as the breakdown of chemical bonds, as well as creation of new bonds, new chemical bonds our cell inside our cell. So as we can earlier see, there are various metabolical process which is carried out inside our body. So would you please mention one of that reaction which is carried out inside our cell, and it's a proper example of metabolism? There are many reactions, I hope you also know that, but please mention one. So now stop the video and just comment down in the comment box what is that reaction. Okay, so as per, I think you mentioned your this chemical reaction inside the comment box, but the thing is, in the metabolism, the best example of metabolism is glycolysis. Means glyco means sugar part, it's carbohydrate, right? Sorry, carbohydrate. And lysis means breakdown. So in this breakdown process, the carbohydrate C6H12O6, that is glucose, is completely breakdown to pyruvate, right? And within this process there are various processes. Glucose is converted to fructose, and fructose is converted to fructose 6-phosphate. Fructose 6-phosphate is converted to fructose 1,6,1,6 bisphosphate, and finally it's entered into the pyruvate section. So these are the chemical steps that were carried out in the steps of glycolysis, and various chemical bonds, right? Various chemical bonds are created and breakdown. So metabolism is nothing but the breakdown of chemical bonds, or also the creation of new bond. The basic thing is the rearrangements of atoms in a chemical reaction, right? So all either should be the new atom will be generated in where and arranged in a other form. So this is basically called as the metabolism. Hope you clearly understood that particularly part of metabolism, and the basics behind this. So let's discuss some another topics where we discuss some we can find some other portion also. Okay, so each reaction arrange atoms, as you can say, into a new compound, and either absorb or release some energy, right? So when glucose is converted to fructose, right, there are rearrangement of chemical atom, right? Same wise, it's way to produce pyruvate. Various energy are utilized, and various energy are released, right? So there are certain moments, there are certain thing that is called as energy release and energy utilized. So is these chemical energies are divided into two parts, right? So these chemical energies are divided into chemical energy is divided into two parts. That is, one is endothermic reaction and another is exothermic reaction, right? What do you mean by this endothermic and exothermic, right? So in the endothermic reaction requires an input of energy. So here the input of energy needed, right? And here energy is released. So please make clear with all these information that in the endothermic process energy needed and input of energy should be required, but in the exothermic reaction energy is released from the present reactions and releases as in the form of heat energy, right? So just discussing about, so biologists decided this metabolic energy into two groups, as you can say, like endothermic and exothermic. And this endothermic reaction, the product contain more energy than the product, right? So the reactant, sorry, in the endothermic reaction, this in this particularly endothermic reactions, the product contains more energy than the reactant. Please listen mindfully. The product means, suppose it is a product of C6H12O6. As we discussed, it is nothing but this glucose, which is a product of photosynthesis, right? So in the photosynthesis, what is the procedure? 6 CO2 plus 6 H2O plus heat energy or light energy, you can say light energy, and the product is C6H12O6, right, plus 6 oxygen amount, right? So this is the reactant and this is the product, right? So what I said, that in this reaction the product contain the much energy the reactant, right? The reactant and why this will happen in endothermic reaction? This is all in the endothermic reaction, right? Because just stay careful and listen careful. 6 CO2 plus 6 H2O is not capable to generate, right? So 6 CO2 and 6 H2O, right? 6 H2O is the, even if we utilize this without this light energy, right? Light energy comes from sun, so it is not capable to produce glucose. So this is lower energy. Initially these have lower potential energy, or you can simply say lower energy state, right? So when the energy added, it converted to C6H12 and O6, right? This is called an glucose. But the reaction, the energy level is high. So it's an endothermic reaction. The product contain the much energy. It is the product, right? It is the product, and this is the reactant. So this is the product energy than the reactant. Similarly, in the opposite case, right, of exothermic, right, in exothermic reaction, you can easily say the energy of reactant is high is high than energy of product. How this will happen? This will happen in glycolysis, right? Initially the glucose C6H12O6 is called as reactant. Right now it is turned into the reactant, but having the high state of energy. As you can say, this state is high energy. Now this product is converted to reactant in the case of glycolysis, right? So here it is converted to reactant, and in the previous case, in a photosynthesis, it is as a product, but with a glycolysis step, in the steps of breakdown, it is converted into a reactant with a high energy state. But when it's breakdown and converted into the same state of glucose and H2O, it has the highest energy. So the product, and this becomes the product, right? So the product now is getting the highest energy comparatively reactant. Okay, so we just tell as endothermic and this one exothermic, right? Exothermic, correct. So in endothermic reaction, the energy is supplied from outer source or any other reaction, but energy required is must. Similarly, in this case, the energy of reactant is low. Is low. Why? Because till because no external energy is present, but product is high energy state, right? Similarly, these are the contradiction in exothermic energy. Sorry, energy is released as heat. As you can know, heat is and the extra source of releasing of energy in the thermodynamic second blue rule, where heat is utilized. Sorry, heat is utilized for the entropy increase of entropy, right? So similarly, here is the energy of reactant is high and product is low, as we understand in our previously slide. Yes, this part, right? Hope you understand this entire scenario. Okay, fine. So basically now we come to the our last part, and we basically, if you want to understand with a graphical representation, I want to draw some, right, to understand it to better, right? Suppose if it is a reactant, right? So initially the state just, it is known as the endothermic reaction, right? Endothermic reaction. Just tell me why. Here is the reactant. Okay, these two are the reactant with low energy. This is the side of energy, right? This y-axis is for energy and this is for the progression of reaction, x-axis. So, and the time of beginning the reactant is in a very low energy state. Initially the light is applied, right? Light energy is applied sunlight, and the energy state increase and come to a product state where it will be in the state of high energy. Understand, this is known as the endothermic reaction. Similarly, in the exothermic reactions, so here is already a product is built, right? And you tell this state is obviously, as it is the energy axis, it is in high state, right? So here the reactant, now this become the reactant, right? So here the reactant is begin, and this energy initially raised and all of down, suddenly down, and similarly, and this is our product state, right? Hope you fully understand. And this energy is released and in heat, so it is released, heat is required. The reactant is in high state, reactant is in low state, product is in high state, product is in say product is your low state, or product is in a high state. Understand? So this is the basically basic principle of endothermic reaction and endo and exo. Just simply remember, endo means gain of energy, exo means release, right? And then it's all about this thing. Okay, so in our next terminology, we will decide some of your basic concepts of metabolic reactions and certain kind of reactions which is chemically. But one thing, if you notice that every exonic reaction also needs some initial potential energy, right? And if you already noticed in this previous, in this sections also, here is some potential energy need, and there is also some need of potential energy. Without some potential energy, it is not possible to carry out any kind of reaction. But the thing is, initially it will happen, so need some initial potential. It starts with an however it releases more energy at this end, but at the end, okay, releasing end, but initially it requires some energy. So now the question is, what about that energy released by exergonic reaction, and what is it, what should we get from that energy, right? So what happened about that heat energy, right? So as we can understand the second rule of thermodynamics, If you go through our first video, you definitely know about that rule. Here the rule says that the energy released in the form of heat is increase the entropy, right? Increase the entropy, it means disorder state, right? So what happened about that state? So the biochemist analyzed that issue and consider this reaction and this energy, support this energy which is released from the exergonic reaction. Exergonic reaction is further utilized by cell, right? Some of this energy is further utilized by cell to create a new bond or to break a new bond, right? So this some energy utilized in that way, and the rest of energy is utilized by muscle cells, muscle cells, uh, and your heart cells, any cells, brain. Some energy they also absorb, and rest of the energy is released as the heat energy to the environment, right? Understand now? Do you understand that about that energy released from that portion? Okay, fine. Okay, so now we discussion about some other reaction, that is phase of reaction, that is oxidation state and reduction state of energy, a state of atom, you can say. So what are those states of atom and what happened in those states? So basically when a electron is released, right? Simply remember, electron is released from one electron, and the electron is lost, or you can say electron is lost, then it will be a oxidized condition, right? Similarly, when a electron gain that released electron, it is called as reduced conditions, right? There is a very simply you can easily understand about this condition, because and it is a simultaneous process. If one electron is loose, then one electron is gained by other atom, right? Simply this mechanism is called as oxidation and reduction reaction, or you can say simply redox reaction. So oxidation and reduction carry simultaneously in a particular reaction phase, and you can say if a atom is oxidized, the simultaneously other atom is reduced, right? So definitely it will be happen. So if we combine these oxidation state and reduction state to our electron transport chain, we can easily identify, suppose in electron transport system, right? Electron transport system, it is a very critical system that carry in most of our living organism, through which energy will be released and energy will be produced. So suppose before going to this system, I just want to give you some certain examples, right? Suppose there is a friend of yours, who has certain gifts with it, right? Certain gifts with it, and he wants to give you to your marriage, and now this gift, consider this gift as an electron. So until that gift is carried by your friend, it is in which state? Can you imagine? Can you tell me it is in which state? It is in oxidized state, sorry, reduced state. Why? Because it is in high energy state. So the atom which is high energy state might be possible that is reduced, okay, that got some electron from any other atom. So similarly, till now, up to receiving that electron, you will be in oxidized condition, right? But when you just receiving that gift, you become reduced condition, and your energy level became high and your friend level is become low, and your friend become oxidized and you become reduced. Understand? Similarly, in the electron system, one electron one atom gets some electron and become reduced. It passes that electron to our other atom and get oxidized and make that other atom reduced condition, right? Similarly, it passes its electron to another system and it get oxidized and another system is reduced. So this is the cyclic system. Do you remember what I'm telling you in photosynthesis, right? In photosynthesis, you can remember there is a cyclic system, cycle 1 and cycle 2. These are nothing but the electron transport system, right? In cycling system and non-cyclic system, there are two cyclic system that will be described this electron system efficiently, and we will discuss it in our upcoming lectures. So in order to combine these oxidized steps or the reduced steps with exergonic and endergonic reaction, it will be very important to understand that how these reactions are useful in the condition of some reduced and some exergonic and endothermic and exothermic reaction, right? Okay, so when this reaction starts, right? Suppose there is an electron, it has atom, it has two electrons and it passed to this one, right? So before doing so, it has, suppose, nothing. Now it is in oxidized condition. Now it get electron and its energy is condition. This atom is in reduced, right? Now there is no electron in it, so the second atom is in oxidized condition. But when it receives the electron from it, it become reduced condition, right? Understand? So in the first stage, as we know, the energy is released, right? Energy is released and become reduced phase to oxidized phase, right? Here is a two atom, previously it moves to this moves to this condition. So this oxidized condition, reduced condition, it has a release of electron, release of energy. So this phase is known as exothermic reaction, right? As he studied earlier, it is a release of energy and simultaneously it gets some supply from energy of outside, so it will become as endothermic reaction. So when a atom is converted to oxidized form to reduced form, the oxidized form become exothermic and the reduced form become endothermic. Understand? It is very clear that so we can relate the electron transport system and exothermic and endothermic reactions and your reduced condition and oxidized condition. So by this video we can easily go through this all concepts and hopefully it is clear now. So that's it for all today. So if you like this video, then please like this video and share with your friends, and please subscribe to the channel. So in our next video we'll further going regarding this topic and discuss more conceptual events in biology. Till then, take care. Thank you, everybody. Thank you very much.